Hello, everyone, and welcome to our seventh episode. Let's get honest about fear. This is the most special episode I've done so far, as I have a wonderful special guest. Kevin Pedrey is a career and leadership coach that has had quite some hardship at the beginning of his career. And wanting to have balance in all the areas of his life, he has conquered the biggest quest of them all, which is his mindset. And now he helps people all over the world to find their passion and their missions in life. And I want you to know that Kevin is someone that is very passionate in all that he does. He is the kindest person I have met in a long, long time. And he has worked with executives in Fortune 500 companies. He is the creator of Core Coaching Academy. And I couldn't be more grateful to have him with us today, as we will be learning from him his wonderful story about fear and how he has begun a new, completely fulfilling life. Welcome, Kevin, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's my pleasure. I wanted to ask you, as we begin our talk, what would you say that has inspired you to start your business as a career and leadership coach?
Yeah, thank you for asking. And, I've been in business for myself for 15 years, and I've done everything from career coaching to business coaching, health and wellness coaching. And the biggest thing for me in this transition has been really about helping people overcome the challenges of their personal lives. A lot of people want to talk about success. A lot of people want to talk about achieving wellness and weight loss goals. And it's an interesting thing to move into that space to help other people with their mindset. And it's just something that I don't think a lot of people are really getting the opportunity to do. I mean, I think there's talk about it. People kind of go like, what are coaches? What do they do? And I just have found that the root of all change requires this opportunity to get real with ourselves. And it's taken me a long time to mature into that and to say, like, we need to talk about the real stuff. We need to talk about the things that are really holding us back. And that's kind of the inspiration around, this mission and what I'm doing in the world now.
Love it. Love it. It's about getting real and starting towards something that you have set your mind to, right? Not holding back, because if it's not us that are going to be the ones pushing ourselves, no one will, right?
100%.
And what would you consider were the fears that you originally had? And how did you conquer them? What was your strategy back then?
I used to be kind of a head down, get to work, deal with your problems later kind of guy. And that caught up with me. And I definitely had fear, and it showed up in a way that I didn't really know, because I'm a high achiever. I can balance many things at once. I can do a lot. And for me, fear was just that opportunity to face it head on, do it at all costs, and, look back later and we'll figure it out.
Wonderful. Love it. Well, this is the main skill that high achievers have, right? Do it first, and let's think about things later. Love it. Love it. And do you feel that fear has in any way stopped you? Or is it really that it has motivated you? It has pushed you to move even further, even stronger?
I think it's done both. I think it's had its toll both ways, and that shows up in insecurity and doubt, and the inability to believe in the mission and believe in what you're doing. And for me, because I'm such a doer, it shows up in doing too much at once, making decisions too quickly, taking on too many activities at once. And that caught up to me eventually. And I think we all handle fear differently. I think we all handle pressure differently. And for me, it really showed up in anxiety and stress and overwhelm and just really feeling burdened, even though I, have a lot of passion. That passion turned into overwhelm, doing too much, feeling beaten down, feeling, all of these things. So, I've had my run with it. I've definitely, I've had my run with fear and adequacy and being able to achieve what I want to achieve in my career.
Wonderful. And how would you describe your relationship with fear today? How is it now? Is it continually changing, maybe?
Absolutely. And I used to be a much bigger risk taker, and I loved the thrill of it. And today I'm much more methodical. I slowed down much more, and I just face it for what it is. And I think as humans, we have to understand our limitations, and we have to be able to know when to go and when to stop. And I think for me, I've lived a life of, I don't want to say, I've lived a life of on the edge, we'll say, and always taking high risks. And I think now I'm balancing that. How do I live a life that I feel really good about and not too high strung all the time? Right. And so I think my progress is a little bit slower, but it's a little bit more methodical, and it feels a little bit more balanced.
Love it. Is it maybe that fine line that you would consider the balance between going towards more risks in a way, full speed ahead, but still considering that you need to slow it down and kind of get a balance between all the areas of your life, right?
I do. And, that's the thing, because I am one of those people that will just take chances, and I'll go out there and I'll do things. And like I say now, it's really finding that balance of like, if I take on too much, it's going to sacrifice time with my family, my kids, my friends, my hobbies. And I spent most of my career in the last 15 years just slaving over my work and just being, buried in it. And we have to kind of find that line of success of saying like, I really want success. I really want to be able to make the money to support my family. But I also have other things going on that are important to me, and that I don't want to just spend my whole life buried in my work. So yeah, that's a fear actually, right? Like, I want to be able to, I want to have, I want to have a whole life balance of, a much more rich life. I mean, I enjoy my work. I love people and I love the things that I do, but it's very easy to get buried into it. And, you don't see anything else besides that.
And in me hearing you say this, I actually have to acknowledge your courage, because not many people have the courage to say, okay, I love my work, but I have to stop at one point, although it could be the mission of your life. It could be your strongest passion. But yes, you need to know what are your priorities, right?
Yep.
Love it. Kevin is a strong strategist, and I really have to mention this amazing article that you posted yesterday, quoting Albert Einstein, saying that you need to continually move, and moving with the right strategies gets you to the success that you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
And what would you say are your goals for the future. And what would you advise someone that is young, someone that loves your story, hears your passion, and would want to follow your footsteps?
I would say, and especially for career-driven people or entrepreneurs, to really look at the bigger picture. And I think, like in many areas of health and wellness, fitness, business, there's a lot of there's a lot of great ideas out there, and people selling you ideas that you can make millions of dollars and you can, have great health and you can have, all of these things. But there's no overnight magic. There's no secret sauce. There's nothing that's gonna, make you achieve anything except consistency and time. And that it's just one of those things that you really have to get real and make sure that you have passion for. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, you really have to have that passion for the work that you do, or you're going to get burned out. You'll get burned out in your career. You'll get burned out in your own business. And so it's really about looking at what you're doing in life and really making sure that you're happy, making sure that you're doing what you love, making sure that you are spending time to work on the relationships that are important to you. Because I think at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter, and it's going to catch up with you at some point.
Love it. And well, we both agree that there is no secret to success. As you just said, it's all work and commitment throughout time. Yep. But is there something that you would maybe advise people to focus more on, like a secret, but not necessarily the only secret, like the main thing?
I would say that just really look at what you're doing and really ask yourself if it's something that you really love doing. And, we only live once, and we have the opportunity. And I think a lot of people get this idea that we have to stick in a career that we don't like forever, and we have to stay in situations that don't make us happy. And we do have a choice. And I think it's really important to spend our time doing the things that we love, being around people that encourage us, empower us. If we don't have relationships that make us feel good, we need to look at them and we need to decide if they're worth staying in, because it's the interpersonal work that's going to tear us down in life. It's not necessarily going to be the career. Especially for type A, entrepreneurs and people that are just out there doing, it's never really the work that catches up with us. It's the health issues, it's the relationship problems, it's the, all these other things. So that would be my, it's hard because I was young once, and all I thought about was the end goal, and I didn't care how I was going to get there. And it was just, I'm going to go and go and go and go. But I take it much slower now. And I think it's really important for people to really take a good look, because it's going to catch up.
Wonderful. It's how you do the little things, and then you kind of do everything in the same way, right?
Yep. Yep.
Well, Kevin, it has been such an amazing time talking to you. You are really inspiring, the kindest person ever, very easygoing, super positive. Can you please tell our audience how they can get in touch with you, how they can contact you, work with you, collaborate with you, because you have so much to offer, and I'm so excited for me to be following your work in the future, for sure.
Thank you very much. Yes, you can actually find me on Facebook. Kevin Pedrey is my main Facebook page. I'm actually going to be moving myself into more branding myself in the next month or so. And so Core Coaching Academy will still be there because it's all of my business training and my professional training. But I'm going to be branding myself a lot more. So you can find me, Kevin Pedrey. You'll be able to find me on kevinpedrey.com, and same on Facebook. I think that'll be the best way to reach me. And I have a podcast called Core Coaching Raw, which again, that's going to be changing to probably Kevin Pedrey Raw or something like that. And I'm going to be spending a lot more time on that coming up in the next couple weeks. And yeah, I'd love to meet you. I'd love to have a chance to talk with you guys, and help inspire you and encourage you and get you on the path. Yeah.
Wonderful. So it's mainly Kevin Pedrey everywhere. So that is KIVIN PEDREY.
Yep.
Right? Great.
Kevin, KEVIN, Pedrey, PEDREY.com.
Love it. Thank you so much, Kevin. And I am sure that our audience will not only get in touch with you, but also put in practice the great advice that you have shared with us today. And one of your greatest quotes before we go is to find your passion and show it and spread it with the world. Mm-hmm. How important is it for you that you get your mission shared with everyone? What would be your ideal with your business? What is it that you want to achieve?
I've been in healing work since I was like 8 years old, and I really believe that this transition in this work and coaching, which formalized in the last 3 years, I really have found that it's like the real root of healing. And I think that a lot of people, talk about the mental healing, and a lot of people talk about spiritual healing and physical healing. And I really believe that when we can just get real with our emotional well-being, and we can get real about the way that we're spending our life and we're asking the deeper questions, we're going to heal on levels that are so much bigger. And I feel like I'm stepping into this place to move people to that next level and to be courageous, because honestly, coaching is a tough place, right? It takes trust, and it takes that ability for people to connect on a deep level and to be able to create that space for people. It takes a maturity, and it's one of those things that I think I'll ever be growing with, to be able to work with people. And I really want to see, that mission for me is that people are really happy, that people are really living their life the way that they want to, that they're able to achieve their goals, that they're able to heal from injury, heal from past, bad relationships. And I think that when we get to that, when we really focus on that, I just feel like people just really change. I really feel like people have more energy. They have more excitement for life. They have more purpose. So that would be my mission. I want people to be happy. I want people to be connected and loving and inspiring.
Wonderful. This has been deep, and I truly am inspired. I have to thank you one more time for your availability, for sharing your great insight with us. Everyone, make sure you contact Kevin for the best, most easiest, and the most real strategies that you can put in practice to become happy, to become the happiest in your life. Because as Kevin said, we only live once. So maybe it's time to stop postponing our future, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Kevin. It has been a pleasure, and I'm truly grateful.
Thank you very much.